Hey guys, welcome back to Paradise. Today I'm just going to be showing you guys a quick review of a little vacuum that we just received from a company called Hodo. They hooked us up with one to do a little testing on. And as you can see here, this is how small it is just in the box. So this is going to be working out great here considering we're always out in the dirt and the dust and we have all of our dogs with us as well. So we have lots of dog hair. So lots of things to test it on. So first off, let's just open it up and see what it comes with. So first off, this is just the box that it comes in. Hoto has a lot of different vacuums on their website. This is just Auto Care Air Duster and Vacuum. And so it does vacuuming, blowing, inflating and deflating, and vacuum sealing. So lots of different options with it. Um, there's some of the stats. And one of the nicest things is that the filter is washable and reusable, so you don't have to keep buying new filters and stuff. So that's really nice. These are all the parts that come with it, which I'll show you here in a second. And there's some other things that it does. So anyways, let's get it open. So, of course, it comes with your instructions manual. It comes with a little bag you can keep all the stuff in. So this is going to be the actual vacuum itself here. So it will have two modes here. So once you turn it on, it will be on kind of your more powerful mode. It does have a boost mode to be even more powerful if you need it than that. Otherwise, you can push that button and it will go down to like a lower mode. So all of your adapters and stuff will go on to the top part, and the back part here will actually be the vent for the air to come out. So this will be your, if you're dusting anything or trying to inflate anything, you will attach any of these attachments to the back of it. So that's that part there, and as you can see, very small. So, and then this is your filter part, as you said, or as I said, it's a little dirty. I have been using it, so that just pops open, and you can dump all the dust and dirt out like that. And then this has a little hook on the bottom here like that, and then that can come out, and there is your filter so you can wash it. That comes off as well. That comes off as well. So a lot of the parts that will just come apart, and then you can really deep clean that, so it will last a long time, and then that just kind of sits back up in there. So how that works, this just snaps onto the top here, and it will have a little dot. Whoops. It will have a dot here, so the dot lines up with your lock and unlock. So, and then once that's on there, so that's going to be your actual size of your vacuum. And then from that point, all of your adapters will attach to that. So we have one like this for more for carpet and stuff. We have one like this that's more for detailing with a little brush on it. That pops up like that. I'll have just some different size nozzles. And it does come with a little brush in order to clean the filter and the USB-C cord. So as I said, all these just kind of connect onto the top of here. You can screw on like that, and there's your vacuum. And then you can undo these and attach them to the bottom, and then that will be for blowing if you need to dust anything off. So very nice design, so you kind of utilizes the same thing. You don't have to switch anything out too much. So let me just turn it on here and you can hear what it sounds like. So yeah, definitely a little loud, but it's a vacuum, so it's gonna need to make some noise, obviously. So that's the majority of that. So let's just go and put it to use. So let's go find some dirt. So now before we actually start vacuum, some of the biggest things is one, this is a very small filter, so it will fill up quickly. This isn't a full-size vacuum. So if you have a lot of dirt like this, it might take a couple times to empty this before it actually gets clean. So this is kind of our first go through. So and then also make sure you pick up the bigger items. If you take like a little broom or something and clean up at least the bigger items first, because this thing's not going to do too well with the bigger items as like obviously compared to a shop vac. So, and another thing I've noticed is that this thing will automatically shut off if it's clogged. So once this thing's kind of full with like dog hair or anything, there's not a lot of air going through it. It will automatically shut off. So if it does that, make sure you just take this top off and then dump it out. So let's see what it does. All right. As you see there, I just hit the on-off button once, and that actually lowers the power here. So, and let's go dump this thing out and see how full it is. So you just hit that button there. As you can see, all the hair and the dirt and the rocks. So lots in there. So the hair usually doesn't come out on its own, so that you actually have to take off like the whole part here and then empty that out. But yeah, otherwise that worked out pretty well here. So let's take this off and we'll show you how it does blowing. So we'll just test it here in the sand here and we'll see how this does. So yeah, that did pretty good considering that's some pretty big chunks of rocks and everything. So I'm pretty impressed with that. All right, so there you have it, guys. Hoto Vacuum. If you guys are interested in anything with Hoto, we have a 20% off discount code. I'll put that in the link in the description down below. And we'll be doing some more reviews here. In a few months, we'll be giving this thing a good thorough testing here with all the dog hair and everything we have in the camper. So with lots of dirt. So yeah, we'll be doing a review here in a couple more months to see how it's been holding up. Hope you guys found this handy. We'll see you guys later.